Hello and welcome back to another English podcast with Paul. I hope you're doing well. As you can tell, the Christmas season is upon us. So when you're watching this video, maybe it's after Christmas. Anyway, so Great Britain versus the UK. What's the difference? Well, there's lots of different names for Blighty, for the country I live in. Now, just to give you a quick rundown, here are a few. We got Great Britain, UK, Britannia, Blighty, the British Isles, Albion, Three Lions, Red Rose, Commonwealth of Nations, and there's lots of other slang versions of the same thing. Okay, so a lot of it comes from our naval history, and we're kind of like the last major imperial conqueror, for better or for worse. You know, the Romans, the Egyptians, and many other great empires before us. So I'm not going to get into any of the politics about it. It's just a name for a place. All right, Great Britain. Right, so just to clarify and get it right down, I've got some notes in front of me here, so bear with me. Like I said, it's just a name. So we've got the UK, which consists of England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, which is a sovereign state. All right. And then underneath that, and it's also a political union. So that's important. And then underneath that, we've got GB, Great Britain. Now that's more the geographical term of the landmass. All right. Landmass of the said countries. Also, you could call it British Isles, including some of the smaller local islands like Isle of Wight. People like to go there on holiday. Isle of Man, famous for the TT motorcycle racing. And then obviously there's Jersey and Guernsey, which is very, very close to France. Interesting topic that. I'm sure it's a bit subject. I'm sure that subject is a little bit sore for people that live in France, but that's another story. Like I say, not going to get into the politics. Right, so one is the landmass and one is a sovereign entity and political union. So that's the two key differences with different names as well. Some people will tell you that the United Kingdom is also some kind of corporation because it is listed on the HM government corporation list. But that's a whole another story. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole right now. So then there's also the Commonwealth of Nations, which is an association of sovereign states, including the UK and some from former dependencies. That is a British monarchy is the head of the Commonwealth states. And I think you've got like Australia in there, and a few other countries, smaller countries. Now, fun fact. So I've got a couple of fun facts here. The first one, the UK still has 14 overseas territories, they call them. Interesting word, territories. So you got the Falkland Islands, which is very famous for the 1980s. There was the British went to war with Argentina over the Falkland Islands for its strategic and military usage. I don't know. And then we've got the famous Cayman Islands that lots of people hide their money in. And also Gibraltar, which is an interesting relationship with Spain. It's a little bit contentious. All right, you remember that word, contentious, in regarding it causes friction. So it seems like the people that live in Gibraltar are very happy with their ties and connections with Great Britain because of all the positive things it brings. It brings prosperity and it brings other tax breaks and other positive good things about the country of Gibraltar, or about the territory of Gibraltar. But most of the people are normally Spanish and have a lot of Spanish heritage and roots, even though it's, separated. It's literally just joined by a runway. And that then is part of the EU. And Gibraltar is not part of the EU. I think they're fighting for a borderless connection between the two, but that's another story. That'll probably go on for a while. All right, okay. Going back, another fun fact. Okay, so geologists claim that Stonehenge is around 3000 BCE, before Common Era. We used to just call it BC, before Christ. Now we call it before Common Era. So geologists reckon it's one of the oldest structures in the world. So that's quite interesting. But to me, I've been there a few times, it's just a bunch of rocks that are placed on top of each other. Not exciting. All right. Cup of tea. English are famous for talking about the tea. That was introduced by Catherine, Queen of Scotland, in the 1600s. It was already popular in Portugal and a few other countries. And also sugar was also introduced. And it was a show of wealth and status, amongst the aristocracy, specifically the women. Well, there we go. All right. Next one. Also, according to one study I found, the Great British Pound is in the top 5 most desirable and invested currencies. You've got strongest currency, number 7, Switzerland, number 8, the euro, number 9, maybe 9 is the euro, and then number 10 is the USA currency. So the currency for the Great British is also desirable for some people. All right, if you've got any interesting facts or funny things about Great Britain or the UK or English, then let me know in the comments below. I'd be interested to find out. It is an interesting history. It does go back a long, long way. And for better or for worse, lots of things have happened within our recent history, being an imperial nation. Apparently we ruled, I think it was something like 70% of the world at one point. Our navies were huge, being that we're such a small island. And I think there was a lot of very good and interesting battle strategies that come out of the Admiralty. And a lot of the Admiralty and naval language penetrates into our everyday language still. But maybe you could give me some more examples of that in the comments. All right. Yeah, it's a bit of a grey area. Some people think it's a bad thing. Some people think it's a good thing. The Great Britain and their imperial reign across the world. But let me know what you think in the comments below. But that's it for today. Just a quick one. If you want to get more of me, not just here on YouTube, but also Podbean, so you can have me in your pocket on your phone. Just either download the Podbean app or go onto your Spotify or Apple account or Google account and just type in English Podcast for Paul and you should be able to find me. All right, that's it for now. Thank you very much. Have a happy Christmas if I don't see you before. Take care. Bye-bye for now.